Recently, Friday Night Funkin' Entity was sadly cancelled. This was one of the few mods I was very excited for, but unfortunately, the creators bit off more than they could chew and didn't have nearly enough time or resources to pull it off. Today we will have a discussion about this as well as another topic I saw floating around, and that's the implications and ethics of mod leaks. I'm Hegemony, and this is Sunday Night Small Talk. I'm not very happy, because Friday Night Funkin' Entity was cancelled. I get that there was problems with it, but damn. Just seeing that was just really, really disappointing because if you don't know, that was supposed to be fully animated cutscenes, like 20 characters, and a lot of that is being cut. I say a lot of that's being cut because Solazar is still getting his stuff released, but everything else, like Aldrix, Andromeda, and Dukusa, none of that is that all that's gone because this mod has been in development for a year or so now. I don't think it's a year, like half a year or so. And basically no progress was done is what I was in the tweet longer about it. And I get the reasons why they had to cancel the project. It's just a huge letdown, to be honest. I was one of the mods I was actually excited for was Entity, especially since the original Gotti mod was, I appreciate that mod a lot. So seeing this was just a really big disappointment.
It was definitely, one of the originals, one of the footnotes of I don't know, you can call it wave one of Friday Night Funkin' mods. And yeah, you showing it to me back then, I actually was excited for it too. And the thing is, I take a look at the twit longer and I take a look at other things and how they explained it. And I was like, they should have released it in parts or something, pushed it as updates or song by song, because we all know how ambitious it was, we all know how big it was. Judging by what we saw through the demos and stuff, you could tell that there was quite a bit, but there was way too much and they bit off way more they can chew, especially again, as you said and as we saw with everything that happened, all the situations, everything, all the college stuff and all that kind of things. And we can agree on everything, we were worked up with loads of things before, but I think that it was kind of their fault, but it wasn't their fault in the fact that they could have tackled other ways to release it where it wouldn't be so damning on them considering their personal lives and everything like that. But at the same time, yeah, it's agreeable, I can see why, and I really do hope that they try at least to maybe release unreleased assets, or they try to show different things about it, or maybe make a different mod, or maybe they could just put it on standby and wait until they eventually get more time and start working on it again. Maybe expanding their team and stuff like that too, because this would be definitely more of a disappointment if they cancel it entirely, which it kind of looks like they have done, and that is kind of bad, but you can't really be too mad about it. So it's kind of oh, well, damn, this really pisses me off. But at the same time, you kind of just have to be well, human error is human error, kind of have to move on.
Yeah, they did say though that Solazar is getting released, and out of the three, Nakusa, Aldrix, and Solazar himself, I feel like he was the one I was most excited for because when the original teaser came out for that in the Funkin' Forward or whatever it was, F3, Solazar's song that slapped so hard, and just seeing Solazar himself was also amazing. So at least he's getting the full week, but I don't know about the other two. I don't think they're gonna get much. Maybe we'll hear the songs, and that's about it. We won't really see anything else, and they'll probably release all the extra bonus content. Any spare art pieces or spare tracks that would kind of just left, they'll just release it, but it won't be part of anything. I think the moral of the story here is don't bite off more than you can chew.
It's pretty unfortunate to see such a big and ambitious project sort of fall apart like that. But I hope that with future projects, this sort of shows, and this is sort of an example for other ambitious mod creators and possibly mod updates to watch out for certain roadblocks and keep in mind that you just can't get everything done at once. So I do agree that smaller updates would definitely be a little bit better.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like smaller updates would definitely be a lot better. I mean, they said that they basically did nothing, but even still, I feel like if they just broke it down and said, it would have been a lot more motivating to them if they were just we'll start with this, move on to this, move on to this, and then eventually have a full complete product, because they had everything in the design phase. I feel like when you think of a concept for something, you kind of have everything in mind, but when it comes to actually building that, you kind of have to take away the fact that everything else is going to be there and just focus specifically on what that one thing is.
Yeah, it sucks that we had to have this cancelled, yet we got Friday Night Funkin' Mag Agent Torture.
Alright, another important topic, and that is mod leaks. I kind of wanted to talk about this when I saw a post on the subreddit of people saying, it was like a shit post, it was just saying people after like having 90% of a mod's content already leaked, and then it was just like some Wojak or whatever, but I kind of want to talk about mod leaks because are they good or bad? And mostly I'd say they are bad, but I feel like leaks do build hype and stuff. It's just, it can't be too much. I feel like, pardon the example, but like whenever there was like a leak for like a Fortnite skin or something, that kind of just built hype for it and made people like really excited for it. But I feel like when there's a leak for a Friday Night Funkin' song, it does build hype, but at the same time, like the amount of leaks that just like come out kind of ruins it for when like the actual mod comes out. I feel like if I was to look at some of my favorite mods now, I feel like Troll Fast, because I think that's my favorite mod. If like half of that was leaked beforehand, I would not have been so blown away by it or impressed. Like, I get impressed by leaks, don't get me wrong. Like, whenever I see like a leak of something, it's really impressive, but like when too much gets leaked, it just ruins everything. And I feel like FNF kind of has somewhat of a leaking problem, not too much. Ever since I saw like the post and I've just seen people talking about leaks, it just really makes me think about how leaks are, like how leaks affect the community. Leaks, if they should be considered good or bad things, and I definitely think they should be considered bad things. I feel like you should just stick to sneak peeks, don't go around hacking people and stealing all their mod files and then like hacking into the government Pentagon just so you can get someone's mod. You know, keep the leaks to a moderate, like you can't try and keep them as sneak peeks rather than just leaks. And if you have somehow obtained information about a mod, just like don't be a donut and release it.
I think about leaks in the FNF community compared to leaks in like other games and such, and I think, yes, I agree definitely with the fact that Friday Night Funkin' definitely has this stigma around leaking so much information around their mods. But the thing is, the more you think about stuff, everything kind of has a double-edged sword to it. For example, like, you think that sometimes a mod not having too many leaks may give the presentation that it was good. But thing is, we've actually had a lot of mods that have had like very small leaks and stuff that look promising, but are very small breadcrumbs to a big pile of shit. For example, and I hate to keep ragging on it, but the FNF Torture mod, Mag Agent Torture, like when I listened to like the new versions of the songs and when the demo came out and everything, it had a lot of promise to it. But then, you know, we all know what came out. Again, going back to like looking at other game leaks and stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's fan games and stuff like that, there was a whole situation that actually happened with the Fazbear Initiative, but I'm not going to get into that. Fanverse Initiative, sorry. And I look at stuff like that, and thing is, those games, especially again, like in Five Nights at Freddy's, another indie sort of game, can actually do things like teasers and leaks well, because yes, that can like build hype, but it does it more in a healthy and more concise fashion where not so much is leaked. Like for example, like there are Fazbear Initiative discords and such, and people do leak things, but usually it's not that much of a substantial scale for it to be ruined. When that kind of stuff does happen in Friday Night Funkin', like I've seen some smaller mods where practically the entire mod was just thrown out there in little bits and practically made the entire mod up. Then the person would release the actual mod and it was basically everything everyone was expecting. So in the current case, yes, it is a bad thing, but it also really can't be considered a good thing without the leaks as well. So I just think that it kind of needs to find this middle of the seesaw situation where it can be well balanced between how good a leak can be, how bad a leak can be, how much needs to be released, and so on.
I think the best way to go around leaks, if you do really want to like build hype for something, sort of show stuff that is happening very late in development, like when the mod is just about to come out, because that sort of builds hype for it without having the risk of possibly people waiting for it too long and end up kind of forgetting about it. I remember seeing a leak for I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was like a small snippet of a song for a Mario creepypasta mod, and I had it stuck in my head for a long time. And I was really looking forward to hearing the full song of it, but then it just kind of disappeared. I kind of just lost it. My best guess is that it got deleted. But from what I've heard, that version of the mod, I think there already is like some sort of Mario creepypasta mod, but I don't believe it's made by the same developers that I found the song of. And honestly, I haven't heard much about it, so my best guess is that it's either taking way too long for it to be like even fun to like wait for anymore, or it got canceled. So I feel like a lot of leaks that are like more early on in development, I feel are a lot more risky and a lot more detrimental to the project itself.
So the moral of the story is, if you obtain a leak, don't be a donut. If you're somebody who wants to leak something, like from within a team, you probably shouldn't do that because I don't think your team members would be happy. If you want to do a sneak peek, maybe ask for permission. But other than that, I think up your security, just in case someone hacks into your Discord account and steals all your leaks that you posted to your friend over Discord.
Yeah, don't be a prick about it. Next thing, put an explosion sound here. Go.
Thanks for tuning into the 8th episode of Sunday Night Small Talk. Hugely upset about Entity's cancellation, but we move. At least the whole idea of a Guardian Entity isn't completely dead. As stated in the tweet longer, it may become a separate IP, which would honestly be really interesting to see. Next upload should hopefully be a different style video, which still involves the review format, except we're going to be doing a little something that I thought would be interesting and fun to cover. If any of you want to suggest any mods to review or leave your own thoughts, then be sure to comment. See ya!